So the first step in this process, as I say with virtually everything, is go become an expert. We are not taught how to navigate something like this. You can't get here from here. We can't make sense of a narcissist or anything else in life unless we gain the skills, tools, and knowledge. Those bring us here. So the first step is become an expert in parenting. And one of the key aspects to learn about with parenting is children need something called attunement. That's not attention, it's attunement. And here's the concept. Kids need focused attention. And what that means is we as the adult have to be able to put aside our emotional condition, the stresses from our job, our own relationships, our own internal struggles. Those we need to be able to put aside, sit in front of our child and go, "Hi, how's your day? What's going on in your life? Oh yeah? So why do you like that? What is it you enjoy about that?" You see, attunement is all about, I am here for you. Well, think about the normal daily life as a parent. Hey, where's your schoolwork? Why haven't you done the dishes? Come on, hurry. Like, there's none of this. Just sitting and attune with the child. But that's one of the secrets we need to learn that we've never been taught about parenting. The second aspect of what we need to become an expert in parenting is we need to learn about parental alienation. This is the single greatest cause of hurting our children in a dynamic like this. Many times we have a narcissistic ex and they're just being awful. And what we inadvertently do is we drag the kids in and we tell the kids, "Oh my God, your mom or dad's awful. Oh my God, oh my God." And we try and talk to them and tell them how the ex is wrong and bad. This is a hard and fast rule, black and white. We never, ever, 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 under any circumstances before the age of 18, say anything negative about the ex. Ever, no matter what they do. Ever, ever, ever. Ever. The second we do that, we have just inflicted trauma into our child. And here's why. Every child wants and deserves to adore their mother or father regardless of their behavior. It's their choice, not ours. And the second we start to tell our kid the bad things about our ex or even our current spouse, we have just placed them in a double bind. Now they're in the middle. Whichever parent they choose, they lose. We are abusing our child. Parental alienation is one of the most common things that happens in this dynamic, and it's one of the most destructive. And so here's what I learned to do. Whenever my kids, because my ex, like, some of the stuff is unspeakable, what I was accused of and went through. And my response to my kids was always, "I hear that you're really upset. I just want you to know both your mom and dad love you. We see things differently. Your mom gets to parent and believe things she wants. And I have my own beliefs. And sometimes we just don't disagree. But your job isn't to worry about adult stuff. Your job is to be a kid. That's it. And your mom and dad are doing their best to figure that out." That was my standard response every single time. "But mom says you're this." Didn't matter. I didn't bite. Well, that's not true. 3 times. I lost my cool. And I went, "That's not," and then I paused and I went right back to the mantra. Learn that mantra, tattoo it on your forehead, say it every single time. It is too much information for their age to process. Once they get older, you can have those discussions, but not before the age of 18. The next thing we want to learn about is something called Stockholm Syndrome. This came from a robbery in the bank in Stockholm, where the people who were held as hostage ended up becoming attached to the bank robbers. And so when they walked out, they were protecting them. I think 1 or 2 of them even married one of the robbers. That's what happens to children. Many times they will attach to the abusive spouse. And you're going, "This is crazy. Can't they see it?" Well, the thing I had to learn in this dynamic was part of my kids assaulting of me was because they felt safe with me. They knew I would protect them. but their life, see, a child's life, they're just trying to survive. And so what a child, or even adults, as Stockholm Syndrome proved, is they will attach to the abuser to try and save their life. So many times your young child is going to attach to them, and that's okay. Don't get into the alienation. Don't get into fighting, because this is the third thing you need to do. Be patient. Wait. As long as you don't do the alienation and you do the next steps I'm going to talk about, as long as you do that, once they get older, they'll see it. They'll see it. This is your only chance to save them. If you join in the alienation and all of that, you'll play a part in creating the disintegration of your child. So I beg you, become an expert in parenting, become an expert in parental alienation, become an expert in Stockholm Syndrome, so you can stop that from playing a part in the destruction of your child, which I know you don't want. You adore them. So this is the process to do that. Step number 2, become an expert in codependence. The only reason we ended up in a relationship with this person is because we're codependent, because we lack self-esteem, we lack boundaries, the inability to say no. We have a lot of our own pain and imperfections to heal. Because if we don't, see, a codependent person will alienate. They will need their child to know the truth. Well, that's not helpful to the child. That's about me. And now I need my child's approval to love me. Do you see why alienation is so destructive? It's about meeting my need for having my child like me more than they like the ex. Do you see how that's using our child as a pawn? That's not love. That's about us. And do you see how that's, in a way, a narcissistic attitude? To be so righteous. Well, isn't that what a narcissist is? Righteous. They're always right. Do you see how if we fight for that codependent side of us can help put our child in danger? So we need to become an expert in healing our codependence. Number 3, and this of all things, is the single most important step in all of it. We need to become an expert in healing our own pain. People don't like to hear this, but it's true. Not a single person enters our life unless we say yes to them. We are responsible for that. I don't condone or excuse a narcissist behavior. I'm not saying it's okay, but if we don't take ownership that we allowed, that we chose, or even if we didn't choose and they chased us, but we eventually said yes, we did this to ourselves. And the reason we did it is because we went through our own horrific childhood pain that created the attraction. Now, many people say my childhood was great, and that shows me how painful your childhood was. No childhood was perfect. All of us left with wounds. So until we become an expert in healing our own pain, we are just going to pass it down to our children. Because here's why. Our children become our emotional condition. The combination of the two parents. If we don't heal our emotional condition, our children have no model of what a healthy emotional condition looks like. That's why this is the single greatest thing that we can do. Remember, we can't get here from here. If I haven't healed me, how could my child heal themselves? They've never seen it. That's why we become an expert. So I'm going to leave you links in the description, but also in the comments section to all of this. All right. These books are the beginning process to become an expert. Please pick this up. Hold On to Your Kids by Dr. Gordon Neufeld and Dr. Gabor Mate. This will help you learn about attunement and how to build that connection with your child that they desperately need. The next book is Parenting with Love and Logic. Now they have it for teens, kids of various ages. This you want to be careful of. If the narcissistic abuse is severe, this might be not the first place to start. You'd want to build attunement and then move into Parenting with Love and Logic. But this will save you. The next thing, to work on your codependence and if you're in denial about your own childhood pain, you need to read The Emotionally Abusive Relationship so you can get in touch with, we're just so uneducated. We think that the way we were raised was kind and loving, but we're just not aware of what creates less than perfect or less than nurturing environments. that created our attraction to them. We need to educate ourselves on what healthy parenting looks like. And once we do that, we will see, oh my God, my parents adore us, adored me and you, but they made a lot of mistakes, not because they're bad, but because they're perfectly imperfect, and we just don't teach how to do this stuff. So we need to get into reality so we can heal. Next book, Facing Codependence. Remember, we have to heal our codependence so our child doesn't grow up with these same dynamics. And finally, my book, Your Journey to Success. This will help you unearth, uncover, and conquer the pain from your past